First one I'm going to run is a 147 grain. That one was going 1,000 feet per second. Jacketed hollow point. Just put a center shot on him somewhere. So it went all the way through. Didn't make it through the cardboard, didn't make it through a dummy, but completely went through the guy. Now we're going to do a 135 grain Hydra shock. This one was going, again, about 1,000 feet per second. Do a little spot. I got to save some room for the big dog rounds. Here we go. Went all the way through again. Now I'm going to try out the John Wick 125 grain hollow point at 1,425 feet per second. Major stopping power. Here we go. Did not go through the target. So everything's inside that target.
Broke the bone.
So it dumped all its energy inside of him. So I'm going to do one more 9mm major. Try to miss the bone. I don't want the bone in ribeye this time. Here we go. Let's see what it does. Oh, I got the bone again. Completely shattered that rib. It did come out the back, but it bounced off the back of the cardboard. So that's a pretty badass round for dumping all its energy inside that guy. With like a 178 power factor is pretty gnarly. 115 grain plus P plus. Jacketed hollow point. See how this does. So that stayed inside there. No exit wound. Now we're going to shoot a 124 grain plus P, going about 1,200 feet per second. See how this one does? So it did go through, but not very deep. Here we go. The last one is probably the hottest one. The 127 grain plus P plus T series. So it went through. Seems to be fairly deep. All right, we're going to finish off this bozo with some 125 grain 9 majors. So I guess I hit the right spot, right in the forehead. It didn't penetrate, so it's rattled around inside there somewhere. What a mess. Might as well finish it. No, don't fall over. Oh, no.
Oh, gross.
Blow those up, though. This is the 127 grain plus P plus. This is about as hot as it gets before they go to the 9 major. I'm going to shoot on the right side where he's got a clean area through the shoulder area. It did go through, but it only went through one layer of cardboard. 115 grain plus P plus out of a Glock 19 Combat Master. Again, shattered the rib and probably didn't go through. One more round, a 9mm major.
Oh. Ew.
So now we're going to try a typical 55 grain full metal jacket. See what kind of penetration we get. It did go into the cardboard. I think this is great stuff for home defense. 50 grain VMAX Black Hills. You can see that just the total crazy explosion. So now we're going to try the 60 grain VMAX. It's going a little bit slower, about 2950, but it's 10 grains heavier. Probably no exit also. So probably stack your gun, if you're a weirdo like me, with 50 grains first, probably the first 10 maybe. The next 10 or 15 will be the 60 grain VMAX. Then at the bottom have like your 77 grain crazy awesome, you know, Black Hills. So now we're running one of the hottest 223s out there, probably the hottest, the big dog, the 5.56 77 grain match king from Black Hills. See if this thing goes all the way through. Did go through it, went through everything, including all the cardboard and the rubber dummy. So I've got some Fiocchi 115 grain full metal jacket. Type of stuff most people shoot in carbines like this. They don't really run hollow points that often, but let's see how far it goes through. Do a couple of them. All right, check it out.
Steel.
All the way through the target, through all the cardboard, hit the steel. So it just keeps going. Here is the Fiocchi Aero Slug. It's a 7/8 ounce slug at 1,300 feet per second. It's the most accurate, softest shooting, best slugs on the planet for 3-gun, law enforcement, all that stuff. This thing is just a big old giant lasagna mess of filth. Let's just see how far it goes through. Right through the center. Right in the throat. And there it is.
Look at those hands. Let me see them.
Shot red antler.
Wow, that's amazing.
What I expected, maybe thought that the light hollow points would have gone through deeper, but they didn't. So for self-defense, I don't think it's bad to use the lighter weight bullets, less chance of going through walls, but of course you got situations where a vehicle got to shoot through doors and glass, things like that. So what I do is I stack my rounds. So the first ones out of the gun, by the first 4 or 5, are the lightest hollow points. They're going screaming fast. Somehow this guy is going down or whatever. I shoot a few more rounds of the heavier, the heavier, the heavier. So go from like a 115 plus P plus to a 124 plus P to 127. Then if the guy's just some friggin' unstoppable